Hello again, YouTubers. This is MMNTW26. Unfortunately, my webcam hasn't come in yet, so I'm not going to start the review series yet. No, I'm going to talk about this game I found while I was going on Steam called The Graveyard. So, I looked into it, and I don't know what to say. It's an experience, I guess they call it, but they try to sell it off as a game. Well, let me bring up some gameplay footage, and you can see how much of this game there really is. Yeah, so this is the Graveyard. This is playing at its highest quality settings, so please don't think I have a shitty computer or anything. Yes, this is the game. You are going from a fence to an entrance to the graveyard to a bench. Gripping! What's the story? Does this old woman have any backstory? Is she there visiting her dead husband? Is she doing anything like that? No. None of that's explained. It's just her going to sit on a damn bench. I don't know. I do not know how you can call this a game. This isn't a game. Games are where you're playing as a character, actually experiencing things about, like, their life, or their story, or something like that. And it doesn't matter what you're playing. You could be playing Portal, you could be playing Braid, you could be playing E.T. E.T. has a story. This doesn't. I don't feel really connected to the character if I don't know a thing about them. That is a really good selling point for a game. Yes, it takes this long. See, I guess the experience with this game is that you painfully want to get over to this bench, and this old woman also painfully wants to get over to this bench. A game? Well, there's some gameplay footage for this, and like I just already explained, you can't really call this a game. This does not even go into the definition of what a game is. It's supposed to be called an experience, a work of art. But the problem lies in they're trying to sell it as a game. In fact, let me bring up the Steam page quick, and I'll go over this with you. Alrighty, so here's the Steam page for the game. Let's check out what it's all about. The Graveyard is a very short computer game. 5 minutes, actually. You play an old lady who visits a graveyard. You walk around, sit on a bench, and listen to a song. The gripping gameplay is already setting in! It's more of an explorable painting than an actual game. Wait. Well, look at the first line! It says the Graveyard is a very short computer game. Why would you call it a computer game, and then decide you want to switch it over to explorable painting? That makes the first line entirely pointless. Moving on. An experiment with poetry and storytelling, but without words. Buying the full version of the Graveyard adds only one feature, the possibility of death. The full version of the game is exactly the same as the trial, except every time you play she may die. So, the only incentive to be paying the $5 is to watch Granny croak. It sounds like some Xbox 360 downloadable content or something. I mean, come on. They give you one little option, and that's the chance that she may croak over on a bench. Now, look, if you scroll down a bit, check out the system requirements. There really isn't that much, surprisingly, that you need to minimally play this game. It's not the best-looking thing I've ever seen, but it's pretty detailed for what it's trying to decrypt. It's dark and forbidding, and you actually do feel that, but don't call it a game! So, yeah, you're paying $5 to watch Granny die. Sounds like good incentive to buy a game, huh? But $5 really isn't worth it for this game. I just got Dreamfall, The Last Journey on eBay for $5, and that's a good game. Why? Because it has an excellent story. A story where you feel the characters, because the characters give backstory, emotion, and feeling, and you want to help them with these problems they're having. It's wonderful to feel something like that for a character. But this, all you're given is that you're an old lady. Buy our game. It's not worth it. $5 is not worth it for this. $1? Okay, I could do $1. $2.50? Maybe I would consider it. But $5, there's just so much else you could do for $5. I mean, you could go buy a pack of gum or a comic book. Something far more entertaining than watching a lady sit down on a bench and go. So yeah, there's no point. But that's just my opinion. I mean, go try the trial if you want. I just really don't justify paying $5 just to have the chance to see her die. And yes, it is chance. It will happen at random. So you could pay the $5, and the next 5 times you play it, she's still okay, and then the 6th time she might die. But it happens at random. That's all it does, is it gives you one other little option. Now, as a interactive painting or anything like that, you can't sell it off as a game. This is something I could make in Flash. You see all the other stuff I've done in Flash, like with the menus and everything. This is easily something that could be done with like 3D Movie Maker, for goodness sakes. Or, hell, I could just jump onto Gary's mod and do something like this, simply. I mean, wow, they're trying to sell this off as a game. But you know what the same company's doing, and this is coming out of my birthday too. They're making a game called The Path, which does sound interesting. It's a take on the Little Red Riding Hood story, but it's a psychological thriller where you die. The whole premise of the game, and they say this is, there's one choice: walk down the path. The point of the game is to go off the path. If you go off the path, you die. Now that sounds interesting. If it plays like The Graveyard, though, and it's just you're going down a straight line and there's no backstory to the characters you're playing as, why then? But it sounds really interesting, and it'll probably sell off far better than this will. It just better not be $50, because with the way that The Graveyard was sold, I wouldn't be surprised. So, that's my take on it. Go try the trial version if you want. You can get it off Steam. You can get it off almost any game site, really. But don't expect any real reviews. I think I'm one of the only people who's ever done this. So, yeah, that's my 5 cents on it. This is MMNTW26, signing off. Open your eyes, the pieces are all over.